Hey guys, it's LA. Welcome back to my page. Today we're going to be doing a dynamic stretch flow. This is something you can do by itself, or you can do it as a warm-up for any of these circuits that we do. So let's go. We're going to be doing 2 stretch flows today, and they're pretty all-encompassing. They're going to hit a lot of the major muscle groups that we want to stretch. So we're actually only going to do 10 of each flow, but take your time with it. You can go as fast or as slow as you want. If you find something that's tight, hang out there for a little bit, but you'll see it's going to hit a lot of the major muscle groups. So we're going to stretch out everything. All right, so we're going to start at the top of our mat. All right, so we're going to start arms up and arch your back. Get a nice stretch of that back, of your lats, and then walk out into plank. From this plank position, you're gonna step up with your right leg, and you can either stay in this runner's lunge or you can drop your knee. But from this, you're gonna rotate your right hand up, stretch your back, come back down, and then rotate your left hand up. And then come back down. From there, drop your knee. And again, you can hang out here if you feel like this is something that's tight. Come up into this half kneeling. Still keep your core engaged in this position. Stretch that hip flexor. And then from here, if it feels comfortable, grab your quad and get a nice little quad stretch. Hang out here for a little bit. If that's too much, that's totally fine. Just drop your foot down and kind of lean forward a little bit into that hip flexor. From there, come back down. Before we go back into our plank position, I want you to try to straighten that bottom leg to stretch out that hamstring. Hang out there. Again, if you can't go all the way straight, that's totally fine. Stay bent a little bit. Then we're gonna come back down, and then we're gonna step back into that plank. Walk the hands up, and then back to the beginning. Nice big stretch. Then we're gonna come down and do the other side. Walk into plank. Left leg comes up first. Rotate, left arm to the sky. Come back down, right arm to the sky. Come back down. And then drop that back knee and come on up. Hip flexor stretch, keep that core nice and tight. If you can, grab that back leg. Hang out there for a little bit. Come back down. Hands up, stretch out that hamstring. Ugh. Come back down, plank position, and walk back up. So we're gonna do this 5 times each side. Ugh. Like I said, go as slow or as fast as you feel is comfortable. If you feel like something is really tight, stay there longer. There's no right or wrong way to do this. Drop the knee, come up with the hip flexor stretch. However, for this hip flexor stretch, I do want you to make sure your core is still nice and engaged, so don't do this with your back. Grab that back foot if you can, stretch out that quad. Ooh, my quads are tight. Come back down. Before you stand up, stretch the hamstring, and then step back. Good. You guys don't have to go at my pace. Go at whatever pace you want to. Down. Other side. Drop that knee. Hip flexor, and then quad. Drop the foot, stretch out that hamstring, and then back into plank. 3 more each side. Right foot forward. Rotate. This is really good for your upper back and your low back. Come down, hip flexor, quad. Like I said, this hits all the major muscle groups to get a nice stretch. Back up. Walk hands back up. And other side. Oh. Sorry, I make a lot of noises. Nice stretch. Left hand up. And then right hand. Drop the knee. Hip flexor. And then quad. Straighten that leg for hamstring. And then put it back. And then back up. 2 more. When it comes to breathing through this, to be honest, I am not a good breather. If that doesn't sound weird. Technically, you should inhale as you kind of move through the exercise and exhale as you're essentially at the top. I kind of do whatever feels good for me. I'm sure there's a proper way, but I might not be the right person to ask for that. Come up into the hamstring. Step back. Come back up. Left side. Ooh, nice little pop in my back. Felt good. Hip flexor. And then quad. If you're doing this for a warm-up, you really should be sweating like I am when you're finished. That's what a warm-up should be. You should be technically sweating when you're done. And you know your body is nice and ready for whatever you're about to do. One more time each side. Right leg. Rotate. Other side. Hip flexor. Quad. Get that hamstring stretch. Forgot what I was doing for a second. Last one. Back down. Left side. Rotate. Other side. And down. Good job. And again, go at your own pace. You don't need to be finishing the same time as I am. Hamstring. And obviously it should get easier as you continue to go through this flow, as your body starts to warm up. Good job. So that was a great first flow. We hit a lot of the major muscle groups. So for the second flow, we're gonna be doing a little bit more of the lateral movements. It's gonna hit different parts of our hip. So we're gonna do the same as the first. We're gonna do 5 each side. Go at your own pace. Whatever is tight for you, hang out there longer. You don't have to go at the pace that I'm going. So to start this one, we're gonna start in a wide stance. We're gonna come down. It's gonna feel really good on the hamstrings. And then you're just going to lean over to the one side, drop to your knee, and then come forward on your hip. Try to keep this, my toes, my heels coming up a little bit, but just kind of rock forward and back, and then back up into this hamstring kind of wide stance position. Coming over to the other side, you should really feel this kind of in these adductors, your groin muscles. Come forward, rock forward. That'll feel a little bit more at the front, hip flexor a little bit. Rock back, come back up. You can hang out here for a little bit. This always feels good. Down to the other side. So this is our second one. Rock forward. Come back up. Scoot back a little bit to the side. Stretch out that groin. Come to your knee. Forward. Back. Come back up into that hamstring position. Come down. Stretch out that groin. Come forward. Back. And then just flow through this. Again, at your own pace. Whatever feels good. All these stretches are for you, so never feel like you have to do what everybody else is doing. Come down, rock forward, come back. I always like to hang out here for a little bit. It always feels good. And this is the last one. Rock forward and back. And one more on the other side. And come on back up. Nice job. So that kind of hit each side, more of the lateral movements than the other stretch. So these are exercises, like I said, you can do these before you work out as a warm-up, or just slowly flow through those as your exercise or as your stretch, and your body will be really warmed up and prepared for whatever you're about to do. So try those and then come back for more. Bye.